All right, it looks like we're going to be up in our mid to high 40s, low 50s. Summerlin is at 44 degrees right now, and our high is in Henderson at 51 degrees. Overall, beautiful day. Looks like everything is great. All right, now let's take a look at UNLV. Right now it's 50 degrees. It looks like we have a wind speed of 9 miles per hour, not too windy, nice and sunny. It's going to be beautiful. Tonight, this way, okay. Tonight is 40 degrees. It looks like we're going to need a light jacket, but it's going to be clear skies, so no need to worry about rain or anything like that. Now let's take a look at our national weather forecast. It looks like we have some severe thunderstorms possible in the Midwest, and then we have some snow across the Rockies. Perfect if you're trying to go snowboarding or skiing. All right, now so I'm going back to Malika after that? Okay.
There should be a script here for you.
That's it for your weather segment for today. Now it's time for your Rebel Roundup. Back to you, Malika.
Are we gonna have time to repo cameras?
There's lots.
Or is there like a break between that?
I think if you're reading on one, right?
Yeah.
So while she's doing weather,
okay.
he'll
I see.
read both for one. Yeah.
So it has to be quick.
Not really. It's just it has to happen while she's doing the weather and like.
Chop 808.
We will, yes.
Words that are music to my ears.
Okay. 45 seconds. Sit up straight.
The field tests that police rely on to make thousands of drug arrests every year are not as accurate as you may think.
And we sit down with a member of the UNLV African Student Association for an exclusive interview. We have all this and more. You're watching Studio G.
Welcome to Studio G. It is Friday, February 24th. I'm James Schaefer.
And I'm Albania Guido.
Metropolitan police officers rely heavily on field drug tests to determine if a substance is in fact illegal. However, we found out that these tests are producing false positives at an alarming rate. Taimi Soto has a story.
A discussion about drug field tests that are not always liable took effect inside the Greenspan Hall at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. The officers at Metro Police Department use this test whenever they are out on the streets, but the results are not always right. However, these are primary evidence in drug possessions in criminal and conviction cases.
Metro is, well, I mean, they're chemists in the forensic laboratory, so they know the limitations of the science. So, you know, they've known that they produce false positives. They produce false positives in their cases. So there's 3 vials here, and each of them in the cocaine kit is critical. Each step and the reaction to it tells you whether it's positive or negative. They believe that these are almost infallible, that they're not going, they just aren't wrong, and that's just not true. They're wrong. You know, we don't have an error rate that we can point to, but you know, we looked at data from other statewide systems, and 10% of the powder drug evidence submitted to Virginia's crime lab wasn't a drug. Very similar number out of Florida. So a lot of that was field tested as positive and was not. So these things are wrong way more than we had thought, and people are pleading guilty based on them. So these are creating wrongful convictions. It's not just an inconvenience of an arrest. People are pleading guilty in huge numbers here in Vegas, really with the only thing pointing, identifying the evidence as a drug is a field test.
There has been cases where people are victimized by the wrong results of the drug test.
I had more than one client that would tell me these things that they have, they're not drugs. I know they're not drugs. We have to fight this because they cannot convict me. And so, obviously, I always believe my clients, and I told them, I don't think I can get you out of custody, but if you're willing to wait for 60 days until trial, we'll get a full testing. And we did. The substance was tested in the laboratory, and it turned out, in one case it was kitty litter, in the other case it was coffee grounds, and both gentlemen did not have a felony any longer.
Reporting for Studio G, Taimi Soto.
Attorneys advise those who have been arrested using one of these field drug tests to ask for a full testing of the substance.
A graphic pro-life display at the Student Union caused a lot of controversy last week. The display contained photos of aborted fetuses, which stirred many mixed emotions, both on campus and on social media. Annabelle Rocha was there to see how students felt about what they saw. We have to warn you that this next story does contain graphic images.
With this controversial display outside of the Student Union, we wanted to get a sense of how UNLV students were reacting.
It doesn't really bother me that much. The message doesn't really bother me. I respect their right to be here, but I disagree wholeheartedly with their message.
UNLV student Rebecca Grogan spent Thursday afternoon protesting the pro-life display. Her message was echoed by other students.
It's pretty grotesque, and it's pretty disturbing that all the information on there is very inaccurate. They're spreading false information. I can't believe this is actually here right now, like the SU is allowing this. It's pretty crazy to me.
It's one picture that I know is fake. I was an EMT for a while, and I've seen miscarriages. It was the 21-week one, and I've carried a miscarried fetus from the mother's room to the nurse's station. I know exactly what it looks like. That hand is like the size of a nearly grown baby's hand.
Warning signs were posted around campus, but that didn't seem to affect the way that students felt. We asked them to sum up their reactions in one word.
Disgusted.
I'm disgusted.
Angry.
We talked to several students, and so far we haven't found any who were fond of the images. Studio G, I'm Annabelle Rocha.
The group Justice for All was in charge of putting up the display. They usually put it up at 3 or 4 college campuses across the nation every semester.
Last year, there was a surge in companies like Uber and Lyft on the streets. Convenience and affordability make these ride-sharing companies a popular option. But politics may be changing the way people feel about using one company. In the wake of the travel ban, Uber faced anger when they didn't participate in protests of Trump's executive order for the travel ban.
I refuse to take Uber now.
To be honest, I never use it, so I really don't have an opinion towards it.
My safety and future is more important than what that company's morals are or who they support, because what they're supplying has nothing to do with politics, really. So I guess I really don't care.
Uber customers assume that Travis Kalanick, the CEO of Uber, will side with the new president by joining his economic council. Some may continue to take Uber and some may prefer Lyft instead.
For Lyft, I don't use Uber at all. I think I still will take Uber. I mean, Uber is Uber, it doesn't really matter.
This week, when some users went to delete their Uber accounts, they received an email saying the company is, quote, deeply hurting. Also, Travis Kalanick will not be a part of Trump's economic council, and he says the idea of joining was misinterpreted by the public. Well, that's pretty crazy. Have you ever used Uber or Lyft?
I've actually never used any ride-sharing programs.
Well, you're missing out. I've met a whole myriad of different types of people through Lyft. It's very interesting, and I will tell you, it's, if I may use the pun, wheelie interesting to use.
Really interesting.
Wheelie interesting.
James, you're going to drive me away from this conversation.
Oh, well, there you go.
Don't go away. When we come back, we will see what is going on across the country and upcoming events here on campus.
This is a nutrition center. Anyone from the Las Vegas community is welcome. We can get more people into the nutrition center, get them more educated, then they can learn what ways to prevent chronic diseases and to become healthier individuals. All classes are held in BHS building, Bigelow Health Sciences, room 212, and the times vary, but you could always check them at the UNLV calendar or UNLV Today, and all the classes, times, and descriptions are available there.
I'm Malika Powell with your national news. Protests are erupting across the country after a disturbing incident in Anaheim, California, where an off-duty LAPD officer got into a dispute with a 13-year-old boy. The officer pulled the boy onto his property, took out his gun, and fired a shot. Luckily, nobody was injured when the police arrived on scene. The boy was arrested. The police is now on administration leave while this investigation is ongoing. Beyoncé, who is now pregnant with twins, canceled her Coachella performance. According to her producer, the pop star had to pull out of the festival under doctor's orders. Beyoncé says she will headline the festival in 2018. It is not clear yet who will be performing in her absence this year. The White House is giving the okay to start cracking down on recreational marijuana. Law enforcement is now expected to enforce federal marijuana laws when conflicting with states who have legalized it for recreational use. This is the opposite of the Obama administration stance, which stated that the federal government would not interfere in states where it is allowed. In a statement Thursday, Sean Spicer linked marijuana to the widespread abuse of painkillers, stating that there is still a federal law that we need to abide by when it comes to recreational marijuana. Law enforcement did a final sweep of the remaining campgrounds on the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation before shutting it down. This officially ends the months-long protests of the Dakota Access Pipeline. The North Dakota Joint Information Center reports that 46 people were arrested yesterday. In local news, Speed Vegas reopened to the public Thursday morning. It has been closed since February 12th when a fiery crash killed both an instructor and a customer. It has been classified as an industrial accident. The crash involved a Lamborghini which killed driver 37-year-old Craig Sherwood of Ontario, Canada, and instructor Gil Ben Kelly, who was in the passenger seat. CEO and Speed Vegas co-founder Aaron Felstner gave his first interview since the terrible accident. He said no changes have been made in operations at the track since the accident. That's it for your national news. Let's see what our weather is looking like today. Jamie, what's going on outside?
Thank you, Malika. Thank you, Malika. Hi, my name is Jamie Poole, and I'll be letting you know what your weather's looking like today. Looks like it's a beautiful day here. Right now we're at 48 degrees with a low of 42, nice and sunny, so it looks like it's going to be great. Now this picture is from Cleveland.com, where they're receiving some thunderstorm warnings as well as the rest of the Midwest. Now let's take a look at the rest of the week, where it looks like it's going to be nice and sunny, beautiful throughout the weekend, with a little chance of showers on Monday. The low for the week is going to be 42 degrees, but staying nice and sunny for the rest. Now let's take a look at the rest of the valley. It looks like we're staying around the mid-40s to the low 50s. Las Vegas is 49 right now, with Summerlin at a low of 44. Henderson is at 51 degrees. All in the same area, we're looking great. All right, now let's take a look at UNLV. It is 50 degrees, nice and sunny. We have great visibility and low winds, so it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Let's take a look at tonight. It looks like we have a low of 40 degrees, so take out a light jacket, but the skies are clear, so no need to worry about rain. Now for our national weather forecast, we'll take a look here. Looks like we have some severe thunderstorm warnings in the Midwest and Ohio area. We have lots of snow over the Rockies, which is great for anybody that likes to snowboard or ski. All right, and that's it for your weather segment today. Now it is time for your Rebel Roundup. Back to you, Malika.
There is a lot to mark on your calendar for next week, Rebels. Tech Connect 17 kicks off Monday, February 27th, and companies will be there at 6 p.m. to connect with IT, computer science, and MIS students. Don't stress about employment after graduation. Get a head start and attend the UNLV Suit Up workshop on February 28th from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. And get those resumes ready. The spring job fair is on Wednesday, March 1st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Also, tickets for the USA Rugby Sevens are on sale. Now the annual rugby competition between nations for the World Series title kicks off on March 3rd to March 5th. To purchase tickets, call the UNLV box office or visit UNLV Tickets website online. That was your Rebel Roundup for today. When we come back, we are going to have an exclusive look behind the scenes of the annual fashion show held by the African Student Association. And I'll be speaking with Angel Mims, who helped put it all together.
This is a nutrition center. Anyone from the Las Vegas community is welcome. We can get more people into the nutrition center, get them more educated, then they can learn what ways to prevent chronic diseases and to become healthier individuals. All classes are held in BHS building, Bigelow Health Sciences, room 212, and the times vary, but you could always check them at the UNLV calendar or UNLV Today, and all the classes, times, and descriptions are available there.
The African Student Association held their annual fashion show on February 10th inside the Student Union. To get students more involved, Jessica Vargas was there to tell us more.
The African Student Association is hoping to educate students and members about the African culture, traditions, and the issues that are affecting them. The African Student Association had a fashion show on February 10th, showcasing a rich African culture.
So I actually started ASA back when I was in college in 2012, so my sophomore year of college, and I started with about 4 other friends, and from there it grew to this. So yeah, and I've been back ever since, every year after I graduated in 2015 to support them.
The showcase had a taste of African through the food, clothing, performances, and much more.
I help the undergraduates to coordinate each other because I've been through the club when I was an undergrad, so I know what they should be doing at what point they should be doing it, so I can advise them how to get funding from the student government and also how to coordinate other students to work with.
the fashion show was free for all students and encouraged them to explore more of their culture.
Our theme this year is We Rise, and basically it's on Black History Month, so we're trying to show how African culture and Black History Month align, and we're all working together.
Come next year. It is an annual thing, so come next year.
The African Student Association hosts many events throughout the semester. For more information, please visit their social media page. For Studio G, I'm Jessica Vargas.
The African Student Association puts together their fashion show, and I'm here with Angel Mims, officer for the ASA and historian. Welcome, Angel.
Hi, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. So the fashion show just happened. Can you tell me what does it take to put something like that together?
Well, it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of planning, and a lot of very efficient time management. You know, even with all of our officers, it was a really big chore for all of us, scheduling performers, DJs, scheduling the rooms for the ballroom, food, catering, meetings with our tailor for fittings. It was a lot of hard work.
Yeah, a lot of event planning going into that, definitely.
Absolutely.
So why do you guys have it every single year?
So we have it every year. So every year we do like to incorporate the old clothes as well as new styles that we do come up with, and we really think this is our biggest event of the year, and we really think it brings African culture to UNLV in a way that can be celebrated not only with students at UNLV, but with the community, being that it is an open event. So families, friends are always encouraged to come.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. That sounds like a really good time. So every year you have a new theme, and this theme was We Rise. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Like, what does that mean?
So as you know, February is Black History Month, and every year, typically our fashion show is held during Black History Month. And we just felt it was really important to show, I guess, the unity between the African American community and the African community. And as you know, historically, Africans have been through a lot throughout history, so it's really important to show there is strength in our culture.
Yeah, it sounds like a very empowering thing. Do you have any insight on what the theme is going to be next year? Have you discussed that at all?
We're not exactly 100% sure yet, but stay tuned. We'll have a good one for you.
Okay, well, I'm definitely excited to hear about that. So what do you think is the importance behind people learning more about African culture?
Well, I think it is important to have a representation of African culture here in Las Vegas as well as at UNLV. Unfortunately, there are a lot of stereotypes that are perpetuated about Africans and African countries in general, poverty, starvation, war, things like that. Not to say that those issues aren't there, but there are also good sides to Africa, and we just want to spread that joy.
Awesome. What makes African fashion so special?
So African fashion is very special in that it does have historic roots in Africa. For example, we use two different kinds of fabric during our fashion show. So we use kente cloth. Kente cloth originates in Ghana, and royalty from Ghana, so kings and queens would actually wear it, and each king or queen had their own pattern that no other king or queen had. No one else had their pattern. So that's kente cloth. Ankara is typically used in East African countries, and Ankara is also a very beautiful fabric that has historic roots as well.
Do you have a lot of this clothing that you wear in your everyday life?
I don't personally wear them in my everyday life, but I know tons of people that do. They are very cute. And, you know, we do tend to put a modern twist on it, although some of the men's fashion was also traditional, but it's very versatile. You can wear it however you want, so.
How have you seen it incorporated in everyday fashion? I'm just curious about that.
I saw a really cute outfit the other day. Someone had red heels, jeans on, high-waisted jeans, and they had an Ankara crop top. And they had the cutest pattern. Like, I just loved it. I thought it was adorable, but it's really easy to manipulate. You can make it into whatever you want.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool that you can incorporate it in everyday fashion and make it a little more wearable and appropriate for every day. So tell me a little bit more about the ASA. What kind of values do you stand for?
So ASA is, in my opinion, very very important to UNLV campus, because not only do we strive to promote factual information and awareness about African current events and culture, but we also want everyone to be involved. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I can't join because I'm white, or I can't join because I'm Middle Eastern, or whatever it is. That's not the case. Everyone can join. We really want to be all-inclusive, and we really want everyone to get an idea of what African culture is.
What plans do you have upcoming for 2017?
Well, for 2017, we definitely want to try to get more members. So we're going to try to be more involved. I know we do collaborate with the Black Student Organization a lot on campus. We're looking forward to doing more community service events, getting more involved with not only the UNLV community, but just Las Vegas in general. And we're going to have a lot of meetups. We meet up once a month for general members. Anyone's welcome to come. We have food, we play games, and really we're just there for our members. You know, anything they need, we're there to help them.
That sounds really exciting. Yeah. And so you promote all inclusivity, so people from all over, no matter their ethnicity, can join and be a part of it if they want to learn more about African culture.
Absolutely.
Wow, that sounds amazing. And what would you say is the biggest thing that the ASA has taught you since you became a member?
Ooh, it's taught me a lot. Personally, I'm African American. Me or my parents are not directly from Africa. So when I did join ASA, I was kind of a deer in the headlights as far as I had no idea anything about African culture. Now I'm familiar with the food. Jollof rice is my favorite. And I've just formed really, really close relationships with the Africans that I have come in contact with, as well as other people outside of Africans, you know. And it's really opened my eyes to the culture, I don't really know, hospitality of Africans in general.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Angel. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
very informative. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. When we get back, we'll meet a local artist. We'll meet a local artist who is making waves in the hip hop scene.
Center. Anyone from the Las Vegas community is welcome. We can get more people into the nutrition center, get them more educated, then they can learn what ways to prevent chronic diseases and to become healthier individuals. All classes are held in BHS building, Bigelow Health Sciences, room 212, and the times vary, but you could always check them at the UNLV calendar or UNLV Today, and all the classes, times, and descriptions are available there.
Miles Low.
It's your girl Scribecast.
My name's Fabian Stefan.
Perpetual Player One.
And I'm your host, Brandon the Prince Madison.
My name is Haley Rogers.
From the Miles Low Midweek Show.
The Scribecast radio show.
You can listen to Pixel Jam.
Press start to play.
And this is the Takeover.
Rock on Rebel.
On KUNV HD2.
From the RebelHD2.com.
Sushi burritos are everywhere. The opening of the new Soho Sushi Burrito restaurant has captivated students across campus. Studio G's Yuri Andreashuk has the story.
Sushi Burrito has been a very popular restaurant in the UNLV Student Union. Among the popular items served at this restaurant are their signature burritos, bowls along with their side items such as miso soup and edamame. Amongst the signature burritos that are available include the Hey Rib, the Three Amigos, the California, the Santa Fe, and the Sunny Salmon. Popular teriyaki bowls include the chicken teriyaki, the spicy chicken bowl, the beef teriyaki bowl, and the grilled salmon teriyaki bowl. Vegetarians can also enjoy a pleasant meal with items such as the vegan lover, the tofu lover, along with the veggie lover. Popular side items at Sushi Burrito include edamame, miso soup, seaweed salad, along with taro chips. UNLV students weighed in on their favorite items.
I like a lot of protein, so I get a lot of either the chicken or the salmon.
Sushi Burrito continues to satisfy students at UNLV. The restaurant also reigns supreme as one of the top restaurants in the student union. For Studio G, I'm Urian Dryashuk.
Sushi seems to be the most popular choice of food during lunchtime.
I don't know, something about that story seems fishy to me. Las Vegas is crawling with hidden talent. Artists across the valley are proving that Las Vegas is home to some amazing people. Giselle Delos Reyes went out to talk to local artist Chop 808 to find out more about the local music scene.
Las Vegas is one of the many cities that has entertainment happening left and right. With all the big names making their appearance in Vegas, what about a local artist? I met with Chop 808 to talk about his journey. Chop 808 is a rising local hip-hop rapper who finds Vegas the perfect place for his music to thrive.
Vegas has a lot of music that people don't hear, and I want to be one of the first, along with other people, that takes Vegas music to the next level, to make everybody smile at least once. That's my goal. I want to make anybody smile. I feel like quirky. I looked for that word because I want to define myself in one word, and I feel like quirky is it. Like, yeah, I get, everybody goes through life, they get depressed, but I'm very uppity. I want to have fun. I don't like sitting down. Like, I like being me.
Chop's songs has played on the UNLV radio station a few times, with his newest song, Body Complex, played for hundreds of students to listen to.
I was like, Mama, I'm finally famous. I felt amazing, excited, awesome. I felt like I was finally being heard. So I think that's the most important thing for me right now, is to be heard and for people to listen to it and to gain some type of experiences through their life, through my music.
With so many artists originating from Vegas that made it big, like Neo and Panic at the Disco, just to name a few, Chop 808 is definitely on our watch list. For Studio G, I'm Giselle Delos Reyes.
Vegas is home to so many diverse artists. Wow, so Chop 808, February 24, 2017. Remember where you were when you heard that name, I think.
This is his day. I'm so excited to go out and see him perform.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I tell you, that name is definitely music to my ears, at least.
Of
I don't know
course
about
it
yours.
is. That's all for our show today. We will be back to see you next week here at Studio G.